Interior UK. I'm Manuela Hamilford with Hamilford Design, and today I'm going to show you my Cotswold project that we just completed called the Dutch House. Come on in. The clients are lovely. We had an Australian husband and Dutch wife, family of four, and they were looking for a second home in the Cotswolds where they can entertain, have family, and just take a breakaway outside of London. So our remit was to create a very luxurious home, but yet very comfortable, not too elegant, let's say, a little bit more shabby chic, a little bit more casual. We used a lot of the Scandi colors, the blacks, the blues, the grays. So now we're in the entrance of the home, and of course the first thing you do when you have a home this size and you're out in the Cotswolds is you have to have your coat closet and boot room. So we have a very large wardrobe here for the kids to put their things up before they get into the house. We've done a painted Hague blue from Fair and Ball. We have our iron handles, and we have a railing across the top to accommodate the stairs to get to the top cupboards. Our floor is a hexagon tile. Again, it's from Paris, it's gorgeous, and it just brings and lifts the room up because we have really good ceiling heights here. So as you know, in every Cotswold project, you have to have a boot room. So this is really where the kids put their things in. Any muddy shoes, umbrellas, any sort of thing here. We've got storage across the top, storage here for coats, gloves, mitts. And then we use this gorgeous naturally aged oak back paneling just to add a bit of the outside in. The outside of the house is clad in a very similar wood. So we wanted to sort of tie in the elements into the boot room. Great, so here we are in the most important part of the house, which is the entertainment room, the lounge room, the communal room. So what we've done to divide this room for sort of the hallway is we've added these gorgeous crystal glass doors here. They are fire rated because it is a 3-story building, so we had to put some fire rated doors in. But these are just gorgeous glass doors that just give, the light still comes in from the lake, from the outside, and just opens up the light to the hallway and just gives a bit of division between the hallway and this area here. And then as we walk in, so you could see splashes of the Dutch Scandi vibe. So we've got a lot of rattan, a lot of black, big dining tables. We've got a dining table here for 10. And this is obviously for all the entertainment that they do. So here we created sort of an open plan living, which is really, really popular right now. So people, I think post-COVID really want to stay together. I said the days of sort of formal dining, I think have slowed down, and I think people really prefer to have their dining not separated in a separate room, but just part of the bigger space. These clients really love to have a really good party. So it's really important that we had a very large kitchen. This island here is 4 meters long. It's probably the longest island we've ever made in any of our projects. So what we've done is we've used shaker style paneled joinery, and we've used a modern effect of shaker style. So as you can see, these are quite thicker lines here, which makes it a bit more modern, very clean. And then we couple that with this gorgeous worktop, which is a Caesar stone. So we've gone quite chunky. The client wanted a little bit of a brasserie kind of vibe. So we've done like a chunky worktop, and we've carried the worktop all the way across. It was a massive piece that we had to carry into the house. And then we ended up with a waterfall edge here, as you can see, and that's called a waterfall when it starts from the top and just goes straight down to the bottom. So that's how we end cap the island on both sides. So as we come around from the island, as you can see, we have loads of storage here. So that was a key element in the remit, was loads of storage, which of course you can never have enough. We've got this fabulous hob here. So as you can see, it's like a bronze and black detail. It is amazing. Falcon is the name of the brand, and it's fantastic. And it really ties in really well. It gives it that brasserie vibe. And you've got all your ovens below, so you don't have to take up space in a cupboard to house your ovens. So, and then on top we've got 5 burners, which is fabulous. And then we paired this up with this extractor, and we used a polished plaster cover on the top of the extractor. Polished plaster is really popular. Client loves it. We love it. It just works really well, ties in with kitchens, fireplaces, so we use it quite a bit, particularly in this house, and I'll show you as we walk around. So as people love to entertain and they want to be part of the bigger groups, we've created 2 sofas here so people can sit across from each other, have a really nice chat, put their drinks in the middle, put some appetizers, that sort of thing. So all the communication, everything just stays sort of centered in the lounge. And what's lovely about an open plan space is if you're in the kitchen, you always feel like you're part of the living room conversation. And so here, again, we've done the polished plaster fireplace. So a gorgeous polished plaster to tie in with the extractor hood that's in the kitchen. And then the fire logs is a nice way to cheat if you have a gas fire and you're trying to give that sort of woodsy effect or Cotswold effect, but you don't want to use a wood burning fireplace, which is easy. You turn it on, turn it off, and you don't have to worry about it. And so the logs are really more for effect, but they look amazing. So here we are. So this is the master bedroom. As you can see, it is also quite large. And again, here we were also able to create sort of a seating area. The husband is very tall, and so he didn't really want a typical sofa size because it just is very uncomfortable for his back. So he asked for these very high back chairs, so where he could sit, have his coffee, read the paper. So we created this little nook area for him to sit. We have a television here. We've got our beautiful cabinet with the recessed TV. And again, in the back of the cabinet unit, we created a polished plaster finish. So again, very strong polished plaster throughout the house. It's a really, really lovely way to tie in all the colors of the house, because with polished plaster, you can change the colors. You can make it blue, red, green, and it has that sort of mottled effect, which is really, really nice. So this is what we put in the back of the joinery, paired with sort of a marble top and again, a pale gray stained cabinet. We do love a canopy bed, 4-poster bed. I think, particularly in a master bedroom, I think the 4 posters are fantastic. And they just kind of control the room, they really own the room. So that's why we really like to use these in masters if you have the space. Again, you do have to have quite a bit of space to accommodate a bed this size, but when you can get it in, it's fantastic. So if you're going to have a bath in a house, we always recommend having it in the master bathroom. So here we have a freestanding bath as opposed to a fitted bath that has the surround. So this is a freestanding with a large niche across the back. And then what we've done is we've paired it with this black, beautiful curved tap. I mean, I love this tap. It's just so gorgeous. And again, black, and we matched all the sanitary ware in black. And then we've got our really cool pendant lights here. What this sort of does, it sort of cuts the corner. So what you try to do is, again, going back to having too many squares and too many rectangles. So adding an element of lighting here just sort of blocks your eye to the end of the corner. We've designed all these cabinets. So all above every toilet, we've created sort of these cabinets, which are always great to have for storage. And again, another LED light there. So when you come in at night, you'll have this LED light, the LED light from under the cabinet, and the LED light in the bath niche. And that just gives you a glow in the bathroom. So when you come in at night, you just have enough light to come in and out without having to turn everything on and waking up your partner. So welcome to the children's bedroom. The remit from the clients was they wanted a room where all the cousins could come, the friends from school could come, they could all stay in the same room together. So we created the bunk beds. What's really nice about a bunk bed is you've got your 2 beds, and then the bottom drawer can either be a mattress or it can be toy storage. So when you don't have a huge house full, then you can pack all the toys in there, close the drawer, and be done. And then when you have somebody in, you pop the mattress in and the kids can sleep there. We've also created a little desk area, so it all sort of ties in with the color of the bed. Again, it's sort of this very dark gray with black detail and a little touch of paprika, is what we like to call it. So here we've matched the color of the wardrobes to the bed. Wardrobes are really important because they are a big part of the room. So it's like almost a painting. So you really see a wardrobe. So it's really important that you think about the design of your wardrobe. So what we've done here is we've added a few grooves throughout the paneling. We've added a little bit more of a country classic groove here, and it just gives it a little bit more interest. We've paired it with some black handles, and we've elected to use a matte paint color. And matte is really great because you don't see fingerprints, it's not shiny, anything, any marks, any dust, you just don't see it on matte. So really highly recommend matte paints or semi-matte if you can on your joinery, particularly your wardrobes and particularly in a children's room. here we are, we're on the top floor, the billiards room, which is probably one of my favorite rooms in the house. One of the key things to keep in mind when you're doing a top floor anything, whether it's bedroom, entertainment room, is that you really think about the items that are going to be on this top floor, because it's critical that those items get upstairs at the early stages of construction. Otherwise, as you drag things up the stairs, you're ruining any of the wallpaper, the balustrades. With pool tables, they have a slate base at the bottom, which is very, very, very heavy. So you really have to think about it pretty quick on in a project, because you have to bring that table up the stairs as one piece of slate. So unfortunately with this table, because the production time got delayed, we had to bring it up with a crane. Typically pool tables can take anywhere from 12 to 16 weeks. So if you do want one, then you really need to get that on order as soon as you decide what you're going to do with the house. You also have your pendant lights. So when you're doing a pool table, just keep in mind, you do have to sort of have quite low pendants that just really the focus is on the table. So there's a certain dimension that you have to have. It's typically about 1.2 from the table. If you are creating a top floor entertainment room, what we tend to do is we like to have it to where you don't feel like you need to keep going downstairs to the kitchen to get ice, to get water, to get drinks. So it's really nice to keep it all contained within the floor. So what we've done here is we've created a bar. We've got a wine fridge in here with an ice maker. We've got our cocktail glasses, we've got our alcohol. And so if you're up here playing pool or sitting by the fireplace or on the terrace, you can come and have a drink here and not have to worry about running up and down the stairs. So the clients wanted a bit of the outdoor colors inside the house, which obviously work really well with the grays and the blacks. So here we've paired the black pool table with this gorgeous green sofa here. So it's a velvet green, it's very low, we created a low level sofa so that if someone's playing pool, the pool stick can go across without hitting any part of the sofa. And so we've got a nice sectional here in a velvet green. And then what's really lovely was this fireplace. So this is called an OmniFocus fireplace. It was very difficult to install. We had to bring this in, and you have to have a huge support from the ceiling. So anytime you do sort of any ceiling mounted fireplaces, just keep that in mind to have your supports already there during construction. But it's a really nice way to just add a bit of fire and glow to a room without being committed to a huge fireplace. So I think the design trend that is here to stay is color. So, and when I say color, I mean sort of muted colors like grays, blues, and greens, things that are very soft, things that are very easy to blend with other colors. I think the days of sort of black and white and really contrast grays, I think are over, and I think the softer palette is much more a design trend that's here to stay. Designing a small space can be quite tricky, so I can appreciate the challenge. So our recommendation would be, so you want to do larger pieces of furniture, so less is more basically. So large pieces of furniture, large lighting, large sofa, and keep it minimal. So not too much clutter in the room. We tend to go darker colors, so darker colors reflect light, so make the room feel bigger. And those would be my top tips for a smaller space. So if you want to hear more about our projects, we are Hamilford Design. We can be found on Instagram at Hamilford Design, and our website is hamilforddesign.com. So we'd love to hear from you, and drop us a line.